We're heading out of April, now we're heading into May. Despite the coronavirus, spring is still one of my favorite seasons of this year. So anyway, there are 12 videos for May. Yeah, not a lot. But mainly the fact that what you're going to see, we're going to Elf fanfic readings, you might understand. Now the two reviews I'm only going to be doing for May is Drake and Josh, Megan's First Kiss, and We Bear Bear's viral video. I haven't looked at these shows in a long time. The last I looked at Drake and Josh was in 2018 during the marathon, and the last time with We Bear Bears was from December of last year, which was during my Christmas season reviews. So I honestly think that doing a review on these two shows is probably the best choice. And I honestly think that I'm probably not going to be looking at one of them anytime soon. Next is YouTuber Tributes Jambreaky. I honestly actually really want to do a YouTube tribute on Jambreaky because, in my opinion, I've actually admired his work and I've watched his content for so many years. So I actually think that doing a YouTube tribute now instead of later is probably the best choice. As for a Generation 5 predictions video, old or new characters. Yet another interesting idea that I come up with, and I really hope that people are looking forward to watching it, because after seeing the views I've received from one of my Generation 5 videos, I know I had to keep making more, while also coming up with original ideas of my own. Hopefully, if I do come up with those ideas more sooner than later. Anyway, as for Elf fanfic readings, there are 8 fanfic readings, and I'm not making this up, and it was a pain for me to actually put all this together. Equestria Girls, The 4 Royalty Models. This is a sequel to Twilight Spexy's Past and the Christmas story that I did a fanfic reading of. So I'm just going to point out right now that it's going to be a long video, and I'm also doing a lot of one-shots on my series of Two Lights stories from now on, despite the fact that Skytry isn't in the 4 Royalty Model story. I know you're not looking forward to this, but I'll just say right now that this is also a Whalejack episode, despite the fact that it won't happen anytime until at the end of the episode. So I really hope that you look forward to watching this video despite being the longest of this month. The second is A Dashing Transformation by Discord the Narrator. If you did saw my A Sparkling Transformation fanfic reading, then you're probably all familiar that I'm going to do another fanfic reading on one of my closest followers on FIM Fiction. So I really think that A Dashing Transformation is a way for me to actually show my respect towards others on FIM Fiction. Because believe me, I honestly think that doing a fanfic reading on other fanfics is probably a way better idea, since they can actually give some kind of attention while also giving the attention on the writer who actually wrote those fanfics. Next is The Fresh Apple and Pure Love. Yeah, one of the random names that I could come up with, but since that Mother's Day is happening in May, I really need to do a fanfic reading on this. This is mainly a fic similar to the Applebum Mother story that I did last year, but instead of Apple Bloom, it's Applejack hanging out with Peanut Butter in Appaloosa, while also encountering other characters. It's unoriginal, yes, but at the same time, I really try everything I can to make the story interesting while doing some tweaks in between. So this video is going to be uploaded on Mother's Day, so don't worry about it. Celestia's Best Day Ever, and just looking at this, you can really tell that the unexpected is going to happen. Celestia is going to meet Skytry. This isn't going to be part of the My Equestria Girls series because those series is alternative universe, while this one is just not. So I really think that once this is uploaded, I really think that people are going to be really excited of what I put into play between Skytry and Princess Celestia, because believe me, it's going to be a doozy, despite the fact that it's one of my older stories from last year. Speaking of older stories, the next fanfic that is part of mine is Rarity's latest HeyTube video, My Fabulous RV Tour. There's really nothing else to it, and it's only 10 minutes long, including the intro and outro. It's mainly Rarity showing her audience on her HeyTube channel his RV and nothing else. I really try to add comedy, but considering that this is also a last year's story, expect to be a lot more awkward moments while I try to continue the story in some other way. But I really hope that you actually enjoy the actual Whalejack fanfic that I actually made. Because what I said about the first one, you're not gonna be much interested, especially how long it is. But I really hope that you give it a chance. The next is another fanfic for someone else called Twilight Sparkle 3562, along with his editor Super Pink Brownie 12. MLPFIM Season 10, Episode 20, A Life Without Wings. Believe me, this is the most complicated me to do since that it took me a long time to memorize the words and actually do a fanfic reading off of something that is actually a chapter story. But I decided to take matters into my own hands by actually skipping 20 episodes and getting to the one that actually caught my attention. This is where Spike has some feels on how he almost lost his wings. So I really hope that you actually look forward to reading it, since that I did not write it myself. It was someone else. Next is Silverstream as my sea pony pal. If you did saw my fanfic reading of Melderwell as my pony pal in my August schedule of uploads of last year, then I think you're probably going to look forward to this one. I just actually like sea ponies a lot, and I actually want to do a fanfic reading of this some point in the future. So I actually really hope that people will actually give it a chance, will also take in the realism of the story's environment. Believe me, I actually really want this story to actually be a lot more heartwarming between Silverstream and the self-installed character in it. And since I said self-installed character, wherever you read the story, you're part of the story. Flory Heart's Crusader, probably the final video I'm going to be uploading for my May schedule. This was mainly something I was planning to do a fanfic reading if or not, but considering the fact that I haven't did a fanfic reading on other materials, especially my own, I honestly think that a Flory Heart Crusader is probably the best way to end it off. This story is mainly about the Kurima Crusaders showing Flory Heart what it's like to be a Kurima Crusader. And since that this is a great way to end off this month, I think that I really hope that you look forward to on actually seeing the interactions between the Kurima Crusaders and Flory Heart. Granted, it's something that people didn't see coming, but then again, I tried to do so many experiments on doing fanfic, on doing my own fanfics on my account on FIM Fiction, even if they succeed or not. So, yeah. As you can tell, though, is 8 fanfic readings, like I mentioned before. And this is the reasons until I had to cut down the videos I'm going to be doing for this month. Granted, 4 videos that isn't fanfic reading isn't enough, but I will say this, though. I will upload 3 videos per week in the month of May. And if any of you guys are going to wonder, do I have a birthday video? Not really. I really don't. There's really no other option and no other ideas I can do for my birthday, especially that the coronavirus is just causing so much problems for everyone around the world. So, I just really hope you understand that the coronavirus can easily ruin everyone else's birthday, so just keep that in mind. So anyway, I'm Lonely Fanboy 40 here, and I really hope that you look forward to the month of May.